Okay, hello guys. Um, so till now we have done until this part. So the next thing, as I have told you to do, is the house. So anyways, I will show you how to do the house. And the house is, we are not animating the house. It will be just a static layer. So we can just open a layer above the mountains because it will be over the mountain, over this hill, right? So just open a layer and just trace the drawing from the wireframe. Select the colors first, whatever color you want, and then just um, you can trace the drawing. You can trace the whole drawing, and in opening a symbol, making it into a symbol, then we can do the detailing in that. Please try to avoid keeping any kind of final works in this timeline. Okay, because later if you want to, because here there may be hundreds of layers. So if you later want to edit this house only, it will be very difficult for you to find and do the stuffs over here. So always it's better to work on symbols. Along with this, all this is already in the library, right? If when you're making a symbol, it's in the library. So you can use this in any other animation. You can edit this later if you want. Okay, not only in this animation, it's already in the library in your animate. That's the conception of the library. So when you're making these symbols, it's been kept in the library. So it's much more easier to work with if you are making it into symbols. All right, so whatever you have done this drawing till now, just con F8, make the symbol house. Okay, so we can go into the symbol now. So, all right. So we can use this one as the guide layer. We don't need to make any frames over here because, as I said, this is not, we are not animating it. Okay. Or you can draw directly from, from the sketch also because it is anyways visible, right? So sorry. So I'm taking direct reference from the sketch, but you can also take reference from the basic drawing that we have done. So again, when you're doing the color, keep in your mind the light source. So light is coming from this direction, right? So this part will be dark, this part will be light. All right, so I have I'll take the darker color first. Again, I'm using colors. Now you can just use colors whatever you like, but try to keep them according to the light and shade. We are not doing any realistic drawing, so we don't have to worry about the actual light and shade. Rather, we are doing an illustrative work, right? So, but still it will look good if you are just using the light and shade properly. Okay, so this is my dark color. Now I'll put the lighter color. Okay, I'm not happy with this color, so I'll change the color first. So if you want a lighter shade of this, you can go. This seems fine. And I'm doing the drawing in one layer because anyways, I'm not animating it, right? So before filling it up with this color, I will just make the door dry. Try to be as precise as possible. Okay, don't worry if it takes a lot of time. Animation supposed to take a lot of time, but if you're doing it nicely, it will look very nice. Okay, so try to take your time, but don't stop until and unless you are very satisfied with the result. But the upper part, let's let this color. You can do this one in a separate layer also, but it's like working in Photoshop for this house, right? Because we are not animating this. So even if we are working on separate layers, that's not very useful in this case. Okay, so let's do the now for the bar. If you want to give like a boundary line for this, what you can do is pen selection. You can select this, all right? Then it will only be on the selected part. Whatever extra part you are drawing, it won't be there. This gives a nice 3D look to the drawing, giving a nice shadow. Okay, now let's do the fence. I'll keep the same color here and then increase the brush size a little bit. Too much. For this behind part, there's another option, paint behind. Okay, so yes, you can see that it's only painting behind this front drawing. Don't forget to change this brush every time when you're just drawing normally. For the shadow, let's pick a little darker color. Okay, let's change this color now. For example, this one. We will be doing the smoke out of this chimney animation when we will be doing the cloud animation. Like I said, the last class, this is a very basic cloud animation. We will be doing a revised form of cloud animation, a little more complex. So that is why I don't want you guys to do it now. We will do it later. Okay, and so that time we will also do the smoke animation because both of them are very similar. Okay. I'm going to give darker boundary line. Okay, so I think it's done. Oh, sorry. So we didn't deleted this layer, the guide layer. Yes. Okay, now you can place it. Now you can copy this because this is in a separate layer. So what if you just animate the mountain, then this will not move. So what you can do is copy this layer. Go inside the mountain layer. Okay. Make a new layer. Control Shift V. Sorry, Control V. So you can place it here. Right. Go back the scene. Delete the house. Delete the house layer over here because you don't need it anymore. Don't keep unnecessary layers over here because it's already in this mountain layer. So if I'm animating this mountain layer, if I'm moving the mountain layer, the house will move along with it, right? So let's see how it looks. Yes. So next we will be doing the trees. Okay, so for the tree, now we are going to do a series of animation, different types of animation in one single layer, and we will learn a new technique. Now for the first thing, we need to trace this tree and draw it. So let's make a new color. It should be over the cloud and the mountain layers. Okay, so let's make it tree right. Okay, please keep in mind one thing, guys, that naming the layers properly will help you a lot. Okay, because later you need to go and edit certain stuffs, and if it is not named properly, it will get very confusing. And for this animation, we might be working in, for example, maximum 20 layers, but there will be animations in which we might work in hundreds of layers, right? So that time, if we don't name the layer properly and correctly, and also the symbols correctly, it might be a problem, okay? So first thing, and when we are working here, you can, when you're not using the other layers, now we don't need to use all the other layers, right? So you can just lock them so that you accidentally don't draw anything in those layers, right? That's also a good practice to do, because sometimes you will see that accidentally you have drawn something in any in other layer, and it's very difficult to find, and you need to, if it is twinned like this, then you need to go into each and every frame and delete it, and that's a very hectic job to do. So yeah, so we will do the same thing. We will just draw it first, then we will make it into a symbol. So first I need to pick up my color, and let's see this color. For a straight line, you can press Shift to make the brush size a little bigger. So I will just do the trunk portion first. Okay. And we have these lines, right? Now, if I'm going into the symbol, it will be difficult for me to understand the lines. So what will I do is I'll just mark them here. Later I can erase them. Okay. There's a gap. Okay. So I will select this, press on the keyframe, everything is selected. F8 symbol, tree right trunk. Okay. Or just tree right, because we're going to do everything in one in this layer only. Okay, now go inside this layer. Okay, now just grab the light tool. So in the original drawing, you can see, I just bring in the original drawing. Just ignore this. I'm just going to show you. So you can see the upper portion of the tree is having a lighter shade. The lower portion is having a darker shade. We have some lines over here and some pink lines, this design pattern. Okay, so For our tree also, the upper portion we are going to make a lighter shade and the lower portion a darker shade. All right. You can keep this as a reference or you can just delete it. I don't need it because if there is certain change in the drawing, it's fine. Okay, now so first I'm going to select the darker shade and draw some lines. First, let me erase this. Okay, then or else what you can do is first just erase these small lines. I don't need them now. They just fill up the color. Right. Now select the lighter shade. Go into the brush tool. Paint selection. Okay, then you can select this part and then just zoom in. Somehow this kind of a design we can draw, or you can draw any other design if you okay, pen selection, come back to paint normal. And we can Then color the upper portion a little light. And take the dark color, give some lines in the upper part. Okay, now I need this pink lines. Select the pink. We can just copy exactly how it is in the original picture, or we can make like our own. Erase this letter. Just zoom in. Okay. Zoom out. Right, so the main trunk is done. Now we will be drawing this branches. So for example, these branches we need to draw. I can go back to this layer. So this is the whole trunk layer. This should be the branch layer. We can name it, right? So let's name it trunk. This one branch. So it's like the same style. In selection, select this. The shadow. So select the darker tone. Right. Just erase this part. Nice. And the upper branch, or we can name it as the small branch or second branch, whatever. This one. color. Selection. Select it. And if there is some corrections needs to be done, just zoom in, find the problems. Okay. It's for the leaves. Again, one more, I want that to be a separate layer because all of this I am going to move separately. Okay. Whenever this is happening, just check your pen selection or pen normal. So that's a common mistake we do. I have the leaf color. It's this color. Okay, so let's see in the original scene how it looks. So the tree right is done, the whole drawing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the tree, pan the tree from the right hand side to the left. Okay, so the first frame is here. The last frame, press F6. Okay, so the first frame I can move the tree a little bit this side. For the last frame, okay. So I need to correct the leaf over here because it's having the same color as the background. So it's not visible. I'll correct it, no issues. Because I have this whole thing as a symbol. So if I do any correction on the symbol, it will reflect in every single frame in the animation. Okay. So this is the benefit of doing the work in a symbol. Now I'm going to convert to classic twin. So the tree will slowly move in. Okay. Now and go into the properties. This is one thing that we need to learn now is, or else I'm not going to move the, okay, let's move the tree completely. Or just press create. So just this portion, okay, because I want it more dramatic. So I need to give less time for the movement so that it looks dramatic. Okay. And only this portion I can give classic twin. Just play location. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so I want the tree to move very fast. Now after this, I need to go to the properties. Yes. So in the properties you will find under tweening, if you click onto any of the tweening frame, under tweening you will find effect. So ease and out effect. Ease and out is, we have learned it in principle, slow in, slow out, right? So when a thing is starting, it will start in one particular speed, and when the thing is stopping, it will stop in a particular speed, right? So the same thing, ease in or ease out. So if I give ease in, so for example, um, both as quad, then there are different options. So okay. So you can actually see it will begin slowly and stop suddenly, right? The speed is increasing, and the speed is increasing as it is moving towards the last frame. Okay. All right, so this is done, and now we will go back. Now I want the whole tree to move also. Okay, first I will change this color because it's the same color, the background. Okay, so let this be my color of the. Now I think there is one branch at the bottom. Yes. So I need to draw these two branches also. Now let's go back to the tree symbol. Okay, because this is having this dark color at the bottom, I need to draw it with the dark color. It will look better. Then I can draw these lines as the lighter color. So fill it up with the color. Select the lighter color. Select paint selection. Click on the keyframe, so it will select this layer. Okay, then take the darkest of the shade. Anyways, I can't find a dark color, but it is also looking nice. Yes. And again, okay, lower branch. Right. And one. So the smaller branch. Even if you later find that we are not animating a particular layer separately, still drawing it in different layers will help you. Okay, so try to always draw all these things in different layers, because later you might find that you need to animate one part separately, so then it will be a problem for you to do it. Same thing, let's repeat this. Okay, selecting the dark color, paint selection. And select it properly. Okay, and the leaves, lower leaf. So now we can select this lighter color because the background is violet. Okay, so the whole tree drawing is done on the right hand side. Now we will animate it. We will move the branches separately. Okay. Okay, so for the tree, to animate the tree, we will do something which is called the bone tools, right? So before that, one thing you need to do is to make each of these layers into a symbol. Okay, so each of these layers has to be a separate symbol. So how you can do it? You can click on this. Let me see if I can do it. Because I've already done it in the middle. So it's very simple. Just after drawing all this, click on a layer, F8 symbol, right? So you name it, lower branch, upper branch leaf, no lower branch leaf, trunk, whatever, right? So each of this is very important, or else we cannot do this. Each of this part, now you can see this is a symbol sign, right? A blue box at the surrounding, right? So each of this part has to be a separate symbol. Okay, so this is one thing I just did in the middle. I didn't record it, so but you guys need to do it. So each of this layer has to be a separate symbol. Keep this one in your mind. If you do not do it, the bone tool will not work. Okay, so after you convert each of these layers into symbol, just select some frames, maybe 115, 120 frames, whatever. Select some random number of frames, and the more number of frames you will select, that will be better. So select, and then click M. Okay, and you will see with this cursor there will be a small bone tool, right? You can see a small bone tool. Now what we need to do, the bone tool is like, you know, the bones on your body. So you have a central structure, then it is connected, which is a skeleton, you know, the central, your spinal cord. Then your spinal cord is connected with shoulder bones, with your hand bones, right? So bone structure is also like that. So what you need to do is, after clicking M on your keyboard, the letter M, this bone tool will appear. Then you click on the tree. Okay, so this is the bone. This is the bone of this trunk. That needs to be connected with the second symbol. Okay, so for example, I need to connect it with this branch, right? So if you hover over this second branch, if you keep it on the same trunk, you will see that you cannot, you know, if you click it, it is going away. So there is a bar of, you know, bar sign that you cannot click it because there is nothing to, you know, connect with this bone. So the idea is I need to connect another symbol with this symbol. Okay, so this is my symbol over here. I need to connect this trunk symbol with another symbol. So if I move the symbol over this side, over this branch, I can connect, right? So connect it with this branch. Okay, leave it. Then you will see that this, now these two boxes are highlighted. The box, the symbol of this trunk, and the symbol of this upper branch. These two are highlighted. That means these two are connected. Now from this point only, attach the third symbol, which is the small branch. Again, if you just hover over this same symbol, you will see that you cannot click it. It's a bar, you know, a block option is coming. So if you move it on over to the next branch, you know, you can do it. So this is, you can do this. Okay. So click it over here. So now these three branches, these three symbols are connected. Okay. Similarly, from here, I need to connect with the leaf. So again, connect the leaf, just click it over the leaf. So this leaf, one symbol, the second symbol of the small branch, right? This small box, then this a little bigger box of this upper bigger branch, and this trunk. These four symbols are connected, right? And you can see that in this layer, everything is coming in under one single armature, right? So we are not currently doing these three branches at the bottom. We are just concentrating on the upper. I'm just going to show you this part. All right. And the lower branches, I'll do it separately. Now, the thing is, if you now press V, which brings up the selection tool, or you can just click on the selection tool, but try to get accustomed with the shortcuts, because in Animate, when you're working, it's better if you work with the shortcuts. Okay, so if you select V and you move over this symbol, you will see that these parts are all connected. Okay, so if, for example, in our body, if the hand, the hand is connected with the shoulder is connected with the body, right? So if I'm pulling your hand, your whole body will come, right? So it's all connected. So the same principle is applied here for the bone. Okay, and so this is the idea of the bone tool. So if I'm moving each portion, if this I'm moving, only these two symbols are moving, this one and this one, because this point connects the trunk with this branch, right? If I'm moving this one, I can move, I cannot move the leaf. Please observe this. I cannot move the leaf, rather this small branch, this bigger branch, and the trunk, because I have not clicked on this leaf, right? So the leaf is connected with all the branches separately and together, right? So if I'm moving the leaf itself is moving, as well as all the branches also it is moving. Got it? So this is the conception of the bone tool. All right. If you're working with mouse, you might feel a little bit tricky to just move it, but practice a bit and you will get the idea. Now for the animation. Okay. Now how will be the animation? Okay, just let me explain this movement, because if you're doing an animation correctly, you need to understand the movement very properly. Okay, you need to act yourself and do the movement. So the thing is, okay, so for example, there is a tree. Okay, there is this branch. Okay, and there is a leaf. All right. So for example, this one. So air is coming. All right, wind is coming and blowing. So what will happen? The wind will hit the tree, right? So the tree will try to go backwards, right? The tree will try to go backwards. Now, what is the lightest part of this tree? Not the trunk, it's very heavy. This is lighter than the trunk, but the leaf is the lightest part, right? So the leaf will first go backwards, right? The leaf will go backwards. Now, as the leaf is going backwards, it will pull this branch, right? So 1, 2, this is the second movement, right? It will pull this branch, and this branch will eventually move this whole tree a little back, right? So this is the third movement. So this is the first movement, second movement, third movement, right? So everything will be going a little towards the back side. Okay, again, this is the first movement. Overall, going little towards the back side is the first movement. Now, because the tree is attached to the ground, it will resist. It will try not to move back, right? So it will push this side, right? So as it pushes this side, again, the leaf will be, coming back, and then again resting. Okay, which is, we have studied this follow through and overlapping actions. Okay, if you have forgotten this, please go through this principle. That is why I told in the first class, make sure you remember all the principles of animation properly, okay? Because it's all connected, all right? So what will happen is the tree will move back, then again it will move front, then again it will move back, again a little bit front, and it will rest, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This kind of movement will happen, a swing, okay? A swing. So it will move back and then, you know, it will move back and then come forward, again back, come forward, and like this, it will rest. Okay. So understand this movement very properly. Okay. Whenever we are doing animation, now that we are slowly going into the a little complex movements, we need to understand the movement of an object. When an object is moving, what is the characteristic of that movement very nicely, or else animation will look very bad. Okay, if you just push the tree back and then next frame, if you're going to keep it here, it's very mechanical. It does not happen like this. How does it happen? It happens like it is going back. It is suddenly coming front. Then again, it is going back. Again, a front. Then it, however, becomes a little bit stationary. Okay, so this kind of movement should be understood properly. Okay, again, this follows the principle of follow through and overlapping action. If you're confused about this principle, you can again study it once, because I have already taught this in the last semester. I'm not going to do this time. Okay, so for example, on 25th frame, I'm going to put a keyframe. Okay, and I'm going to move this whole thing a little back. So I'm going to grab this one. Sorry, click V. Okay, grab this one and push the whole tree a little back. Sorry. But it's a little difficult to control at the beginning, but you will eventually get it. Okay. So let's say this is my position at the beginning. Okay. Now what will I do is I'm going to give it a ease in, ease out. So if you click properties, should be here. Yeah, sorry, frame. So if you click properties, you will go into frame, and here you will find ease. Okay. So for the type, I want a fast. The first one, I want a fast movement at the back. Okay. So simple, fast. And I don't want it to come forward. So I'll give a back. Strength 100% towards the back. Okay. I don't want it to come forward. I want a strength 100% at the back. So let's see how it looks. Again, properties under frame, you will find ease. I'll select simple fast. Okay. You can try others. You can try the other options. Okay. But let me just select simple first. So first, and the strength is 100% negative because I want it to move towards the back side. So let's see how it looks. Okay, so it's moving back. I think I've given it in the wrong place anyways. Yes. Yes. So now you can see that the movement, I actually gave it in this frame. It should be in this frame. So if you want to give that ease in, ease out, you select this, you click on the first frame, you give the ease in, ease out. And the same thing, properties. Okay, if you click it, it will come as frame. Ease 100% negative, simple, fast. And for this one now, I can just make it 0 and none. Okay. So let's see how it looks. Okay. So you can see it's going suddenly towards the back, right? Slowly to fast. Okay. Slow to fast. All right. So this is how we are going to do the bone tool. Okay. Now, this has to be repeated with every movement, and to do that, to make the movements of every part properly, you need to understand again how the tree is moving. So for that, I want you guys to do one small exercise which is not of this animate. Rather, I want you guys to do a drawing on paper, okay, like a flip book. You know, you can use a A4 sheet paper, you can cut it into small sheets, all right, and do the drawing first. So how you want the movement to be, okay, just draw some use or you can use a small pad, a paper pad where you have different pages, small pages attached, right, or a sticky note. Okay, so draw in every page, think of all the pages as one single frame. So how you want the movement to be, okay, whether you want the the branch to be going back. Now it has gone back. Now how will be the second movement? It will come front, then again it will go back, it will come front. So like this, right? So before doing it here in animate, okay, I want you guys to do this movement on a paper. Just draw frame by frame how you want the movement to be. Okay, then we will do this animation. All right. So now you have, I guess you have understood how the bone tool work. Now you can do it on the paper. Then you come back and do the same thing in this animation. Because if you are making a lot of mistakes while doing in this animation, it will take a lot of your effort to go back on every single frame and correct it. So make sure you have your all those frames, how the movement you want to be. If it is a flip book, you can play move through the pages and see how it looks, right, whether the movement is proper. So it's very important to do this. All right, or else it will take a hell lot of your time to come back in each and every frame and correct it. Okay, so make sure you are comfortable with this movement, you have understood this movement properly once you do it on the paper. Okay, so all right, And after that, just do until this stage. So I'll stop the video here. This is the first part of this video. I want to see the paperwork after, I mean, your drawings. Then you can play the second video. All right. Once you have done all the paper drawings, you can click a picture and send it to your class group. Okay. And ask your class monitor to include me in the class group also, whether in BoTeam or in Zangi app. But make a group and just post a picture of your paper drawing just of this branch, how you want the movement of the tree to be. All right. So till now we have done till this first part where the branch is moving at the back. Next the branch will be moving at the front. Then again it will move back. So like this it will be happening. But that thing I want you guys to do a flipbook drawing or a frame by frame, on a single page, just a frame by frame drawing. If it is a flip book, it's better for me to understand whether you have drawn all the movements properly. All right. So you can use a small notepad or a sticky notepad kind of a thing, and you can do the drawing. So you post me the picture of your drawings in the class group. Then you can play the second part of this video. All right. So I'm stopping the video over here till now, whatever we have done. You can do this and then do the drawing on the paper. Then we can continue on the rest of the tree drawing. All right. So because why I'm telling you guys to do this specifically is you need to understand the movement. All right. This tree, I will show you how we are doing it. But the other one, you need to do it. I'll give you as a class assignment. So if you can't understand the movement properly of how the tree is moving, it's difficult for you to do this tree, this other one. Okay. So make sure you understand the movement properly. If needed, just go through, follow through and overlapping action, that principle of animation, and do the drawing properly. Okay. Remember, as I said, here wind is coming from this side, right? And it's hitting the tree. First, the leaf is moving. The leaf is pulling this second branch. The second branch is pulling this third branch. And the third branch is finally pulling the trunk. But because of the weight of the trunk, it is resisting to move. So it is moving this side again, right? In the opposite direction again. So again, everything is coming towards the opposite direction. So all these things should be properly followed when you're doing the drawing. Okay. So I'm stopping the video over here. And after doing the drawing paperwork, you send me the picture, then you can start seeing the second part of the video.